just want to kind of pick up where I left off last night. All right, this is Patrick at PM Insights, www.pminsights.com. That's insight with a Z, not an S. If you want to email me anything, suggestions, comments, want to bitch at me or tell me I'm wrong, I don't care. Communicate. It's all about. It's Patrick. I'm sorry. It's PM Insights. That's Z instead of an S at gmail.com. All right. Pick up where I left off last night. I'm just talking about the reasons that I don't believe that Mr. Trump should even be president. Like I say, I'm not telling you not to be a Democrat or a Republican. I'm just thinking that we don't need to vote for this person, but no matter what he is. So, don't get. If I say things, I don't mean everyone that supports Trump is a deplorable person, but majority of them are, but not everybody is. So please don't get upset. I understand we all have our opinions, and this is my outlet to give you my opinion, but. All right, let's go to. I'm giving you the reasons why I don't think this man should be president. These are my. I'm getting down to my top. I think 4 or 5 of them. But right now, I want to get to the sexual assault. There's 11 women, with allegations of sexual assault, and he swore up and down he was going to, discredit them. He was going to come up with information to just say their accusations are false. And on October the 14th, Michael Pence was making the rounds on the news media that morning and saying that it was a Friday, by that evening, they would have the information needed to discredit these women with the sexual assault allegations of Donald Trump. By that night, that evening, they would have that proof that they were lying. But that was October 14th. Today is the 5th of November, going on the 6th of November. So, and they haven't materialized that yet. So, you people would think, 2 + 2 is, they're not lying. He's lying. He has no proof to discredit them at all. I mean, anything that he does, like I had my list here of these things that the FBI constantly after Hillary Clinton. How come the Republicans aren't getting hacked? What happened there? Where do they have that, so obviously it's against, and it's basically this WikiLeaks idiot, this Assange that's in, 4 years in asylum, a political asylum in Ecuador. They shut off his internet last week, and they want him out. They're getting tired of him. They're being there. And the only reason they're hitting Hillary so hard is because Hillary has threatened to try him for treason, which he should be. And he knows that, I'm sure that he's giving Trump, because Trump's behind all these hackings. I'm sorry. Russia, Trump, together, whatever, but Trump's behind this, and so is this Assange from WikiLeaks. He knows that he's going to get a pardon from Trump. Trump's going to pardon him. So that's the reason and Hillary has threatened that he's going to try him for treason. So that's, then again, 2 + 2 is 4, but no one sees that. No one wants to see that. It's all about email, but nothing about all these 40+ things that he's got going against him. But mark my words, he's behind these hacks. And he has, emails, where's his taxes? That's an old one, but still, it's like, show us how many foreign countries you have an interest in, and how this is going to benefit you if you would become president. How is this going to benefit you and your businesses, and threaten our security? Put a little, come on. This is why he's not releasing his taxes, because he's got shit in there he don't want no one to see. All right, he doesn't pay taxes anyway. Another one of his things he's so proud of, and it's like, hello, I pay taxes. I can't afford it, but I do. Son of a bitch. So anyway, and then of course the rigged elections. The elections are rigged because if he loses, we can say, it's Paul Ryan's fault, it's the Republican Party's fault, and it was rigged because Hillary had it rigged. Okay. It's not rigged. If it's rigged, it's going to be rigged because of you and whatever you have going on, because, he has some kind of a tie to Russia. Look at Paul Manafort. Whatever happened to him? But you know why he got rid of him? Because he had ties, business-wise, to, in the Ukraine, part of, in Russia. So, I mean, crooked Hillary, give me a fucking break. And I know, like I say, I'll repeat it over and over again. I know Hillary's made her mistakes. She made some bad choices, but she's not going to be a demigod. She's not going to be prejudiced. She's not going to take away things that we already have and we've deserved. She's going to be safer for us. I don't care if Putin doesn't like her. Please, Putin likes Trump because Trump's going to be a fucking puppet for Putin. And Trump, he's the only one that doesn't realize that because he thinks, oh, I'm so great. Putin just wants, no, he's going to stick a hand up your ass and control what your mouth says from now on. Okay? All right. And I love it. It's rigged. And there was a woman in Iowa last week. She was arrested for voting twice. A Trump supporter. Aha, so it is. I guess it is rigged. Trump supporter. Unbelievable. Didn't she know she could just text it in? So we've got that to deal with. Just he's relying on fear. I love Kellyanne Conway. Will go on, the news. Well, let's talk about policy. I don't want to talk about, he doesn't talk about policy. Why you keep saying Hillary doesn't talk about policy? Because he doesn't talk about it because he doesn't have any policy. He doesn't know any policies. There's too many videos to pick from to show you that when people ask him a question that's, we want to know about, he has no answer. He just goes boom around the moon with it. Jeez. And of course, the newest Melania speech, she needs to just stop speaking, okay? She needs to just, I don't care who writes you, I don't care if Mark Twain came back from the dead and wrote your speech. I wouldn't do any more speeches. Talking about her cyberbullying. Jeez, that's a word she learned from Trump because he's the biggest cyberbully in the world. And you're talking about you're going to protect us from people that cyberbully. Okay. That's, the irony is just like one of the, this Catherine, I can't remember her name. On CNN, she goes after the speech. She says, has she ever met Donald Trump? And now it's coming out that she had worked here on a visitor's visa illegally. Okay, they have proof. It's on, the people that she worked for have the payroll and all that kind of stuff. But yes, she was, because they're investigating. They're taking their sweet time about it, but they are investigating some things about Trump. But these were being investigated before he ran for president, too. But she was on a visitor's visa, and she worked and got paid, and it was illegal. And here's Mr. Trump, Mr. Immigration, and his own wife was the one who broke the immigration law. Once again, the irony. And then, before I get finish up, my biggest thing is, the Republicans are already, if Hillary to win, they're already thinking of ways to have her impeached. Ted Cruz, leading the charge on this one, but they're all jumping on board behind him with this, is they'll let it go 4 more years, only 8 Supreme Court justices. So what you're saying is we're going to have 4 more years of nothing going on. Of nothing. Because you're going to be fighting Hillary to impeach her, to have her investigated, and then to fight not having a Supreme Court justice. Because someone said, well, how come Obama's not in Washington, D.C.? Why is he out in the rural campaign? What can he do in D.C.? Republicans don't do anything. You can't, look, hey, you want to work? Let's nominate, let's talk about this guy I nominated for the Supreme Court almost a year ago. Let's talk about that. But no, you don't want to do that. So what should he be back in, let him go out and campaign for Hillary. You can't do anything in Washington. Republicans don't work with him. Obamacare. They could have worked together to fix these tweaks in Obamacare. But no, they're too busy to repeal it, to make sure it doesn't go through. And even though it did, and they wasted all that time and money and energy, they could have fixed it so it works for everybody, because they're going to come up with their own health plan anyway. They just don't want to call it Obamacare. This pisses me off. Is what gets me going. And now, and the only reason they want Donald Trump to win, as long as it's a Republican, because their goal is, because now all of a sudden they're jumping back on, they're supporting Trump again. They want those fucking 2 Supreme Court seats, those 2 or 3 seats. They to continue with their conservative agenda. Let's listen to this for it. Remember when they said we should do it now because Obama's a lame duck president, even though at that time he wasn't. He still isn't a lame duck president. He's not officially a lame duck president until we have a president-elect. So they even got that wrong. So let's just listen to this. Remember, they're saying we should let the people decide. Wait till after the election. Let the people decide. Okay, this is how this is going to work.
The opportunity to weigh in.
We think that the American people need a chance to weigh in on this issue.
Let's let the American people decide.
And ought to be put off out of this toxic arena right now and put off to after the election.
This should be a decision for the people, George. Let the election decide.
All right, yeah, what happened to that? Let the election decide. Let the people decide. No, now Ted Cruz, the last one to speak there, they're even, all of them, now it's like, okay, let's wait. You can't have her select anybody. They want those conservative Supreme Court judges up there so they can have their, Roe versus Wade. They're going to repeal Obamacare right away. Like I just said, they could have fixed them together. If they worked together, that could have been fixed. But they want to repeal that immediately. Then it's going to be Roe versus Wade. Michael Pence is the vice president. There's the only state in the union you can't get an abortion is Indiana, and he was able to pass that law of discrimination. That they don't call it discrimination, but it's a discrimination law. That if I don't want to bake you a cake for your gay wedding, I don't have to, which is fine, because you know what? If you don't want to bake my gay wedding cake, why the fuck would I want you to bake my cake anyway? I'm not going to give you any business. I'll go to the Jewel and get a cake, for crying out loud. So, this is the agenda they want to, bring back. That's what they mean by making America great again. Let's go back 50 years. Let's go back to where I can discriminate you, because, religious freedom. This is not a Judeo-Christian based constitution or country. You won't find God, Jesus Christ, Noah, Adam or Eve, or anybody in the Constitution or any of the bill or any of the amendments. It's not there. It's the only reference to a higher being is the word creator and a freedom of religion. For religious freedom. So what about my religious freedom? Religious freedom is everybody. These people like Cruz and the moral majority and the Republicans, they want to be a Jesus-loving country. I'm a Christian. Yeah, I understand. I was raised a Christian. This has made me question this whole thing has really got me so upset. I'm questioning my religion because, it's like they take the Bible literally. You can't take the Bible literally. It's really Adam and Eve. Come on, they're parables. They're nice, they're inspiring little stories to make us relate and understand. It's a parable. It's a fairy tale for grown-ups. The Bible are a bunch of fairy tales for grown-ups, and there are a lot of it's very inspiring writings in the Bible, a lot of, like in the Psalms, and things, and a lot of scripture that is, it was put there to give us an example. And some things are true and historic, but you can't take it literally. In Leviticus, when it says, about, a man should not lie with a man, well, it also says that in those same passages, it says, if you can't wear a shirt, clothing made out of 2 blends of material. You can't eat shellfish. So, where does it end? They're pick and choose. So don't make me think that I have to believe in the way you interpret the Bible because that's not what this country's based on. It's freedom of religion. I mean, I want my religious freedoms too. Okay, this is bullshit. I mean, it's out of hand. It's this is what they want. They want those conservatives. See, they want those conservative judges up there, and they will do whatever they have to do to get it. Why do they care? If this woman wants to have an abortion, it's the law. Why do you fucking care? It's none of your business. Excuse me. She's not making you have an abortion. No one's making you have one. You know what I mean? I'm gay. I married my lover. We've been together almost 40 years. We deserve that. None of your fucking business. Why do you care? Why does it upset you? You know what I mean? Don't push your Jesus agenda. I mean, Michelle Bachmann. I mean, she's irrelevant, but it's just she's fun. It's what planet does she live on? She was saying a couple weeks ago that God sent Donald Trump to us. This was God's doing. Jesus, and they said this is what they're doing to help us. They sent Donald Trump to us. What? What? I guess what the hell planet do you live on? And you're not going to dictate my life. This is why we can't have Trump and the Republican Party right now, because this is what they want. They want those, the hell or high water, they want those Supreme Court seats. And if they hold back Hillary Clinton for 4 years and she can't appoint nobody either, people better wake up and fucking listen and see what this this is what you're paying them for, to do for the 4 years of not doing anything. Okay, this is crap. This is not how this is a big word. We used to be the greatest country in the world because people looked up to us and they respected our democracy and the way we do our elections and things, and now we're a joke. And it's not just Trump, it's these people like McConnell and Ryan and all these Republicans out there are letting it happen. They don't have the balls to speak up for and stand behind your country for a change instead of behind your fucking beliefs. Okay. That pisses me off. Now, like I said, I already talked about it. That's going to get done. And so my main thing is why, there's the most obvious. There's a list of 40 somethings, but these are things that are like the most. This man, you're going to elect this man to be a president. This is not how a presidential candidate acts. For one of the first things he did was, Mexicans, they're rapists, they're drug dealers. And he's going to bar all the Muslims from coming into this country. I mean, and they talk about, the Second Amendment. Hillary doesn't want to take away your Second Amendment. She just wants to make it, harder for some lunatic to get a semi-automatic weapon. No big deal. But now you're telling Trump he's going to fuck around with the First Amendment. Cancel Saturday Night Live and these comedians that you could be able to make jokes about him. It's people, you have to fucking think about this shit. If you're not, then, like I said yesterday's tape, we're a bunch of fucking morons. Didn't call John McCain. John McCain's still gonna. They say I'm not endorsing him, but you're voting for him, so that's an endorsement. Who are you voting for, my senator? Oh, I'm not endorsing anyone, but I'm voting for Donald Trump. Oh, so that's kind of like an endorsement of Donald Trump, isn't it? They said he wasn't a hero. He said, I don't like people that get caught. They're not heroes. Are you serious? And you got all these veterans are like behind him. And it's like, come on, people. Didn't you hear what he said about the veterans? If you were a POW, you're not a hero. John McCain is a hero, as far as I'm concerned. He 8 years in a POW camp. Republican, Democrat, I don't care. He's an American hero. I mean, anyone that had to suffer that, anyone that has to go to war and sacrifice their life, or be killed, or injured for life, or sit in a concentration camp for 8 years, that's a hero. Sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. And one time with George Stephanopoulos, Trump had a thing and talk about the guy gave him his Purple Heart. He doesn't deserve a Purple Heart. And he's up there so proud of it with a shit-eating grin on his face. Oh, look at this guy gave me his Purple Heart. Oh, because I'm a hero. And Stephanopoulos asked him, what kind of sacrifices have you made? Well, I built all these buildings. I've created a good business and blah, blah, blah. And it's not George Stephanopoulos, but That's not a sacrifice. Well, I've given every one of these jobs. There's no sacrifice. That's putting money in your fucking pocket. Sacrifice. That's a joke. That's a fucking joke. Anyone that thinks that that's the guy you want for your president, you're a bigger joke than he is. The Mexican of Mexican heritage, Gonzalo Curiel, the judge that was going to be a judge at his trial in November for his college scam. He's not fit to be a judge because he's Mexican. He's not Mexican. He was born in Indiana. He's American. He's a Mexican heritage. But he was born in Indiana, so he's American. He's an American. He's a citizen. And because he's the judge that's going to be against you, but that's why you don't think he's qualified to be a judge because he's going to be. I'm sorry, that's just racism, and that's just okay. You got a really guilty conscience too, but that's just promoting racism. That's because he's Mexican. No, he's not Mexican. You dumb shit. He's born in Indiana. He's a Hoosier. That was another reason. It's like, this guy's not presidential. And then the way he made fun, the way he questioned Kaiser Khan at the Democratic Convention, the Gold Star family, and his wife didn't speak, and Trump with his everlasting ignorance commented about how his wife didn't speak. He's just assuming this typical, stupid American, naive, ignorant, prejudiced American that assumed that she couldn't speak because they're Muslim. So she probably was told she couldn't speak. You idiot. And even if that was the case, so what? That's their religious belief. That's how maybe they do. But wasn't the situation. It was very upsetting for her to see her picture of her son up there who died for this country, and you haven't. And what have you or your son done for this country? Absolutely nothing but rape it. How can this guy be your president? How could you want that? Why would you want that? But this is my number one of all reasons there are. If there's only one reason not to vote for this man, this is the reason.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
My oldest brother. And it'll be 5 years Tuesday that he passed away. 56 years old. He had Down syndrome. Now, we were raised as, we don't use the R word. We were raised that way. We were taught that way. And I remember standing at school and my mom would pull up and people making fun of my brother, and it's like, no, you don't do that. That's not right. That's not right. And we were taught that. And this is a man making fun of a gentleman with a disability. I was raised, maybe you weren't, I don't know, but how can you, this is man just making fun of, this is like the playground bully. Making fun of the kid that's a little slower, or maybe not as, not nice as clothes, or he's a little, he's a little slower, he's got some kind of a disability, and this is what he looks like, and what he is. This is just what pisses me. This is the most. If there's one reason not to want this man as my president, it is that right there. How ignorant, how immature, how stupid, and just plain old ignorant. Do you know Hillary Clinton? She helped before. There was a time when a child with disabilities couldn't even go to school. And when she was in Arkansas, she helped change that. She helped to make so the kid with disability could go to school and get an education. And I don't want to use that word either because it's like that I'm putting myself in that level. But this man of no tact, no brain. How could anybody? And I know people that are voted for him, and they're part of my family. how can you vote for him? How could you? How? We raised with something, and my brother taught us nothing but love. He was a blessing to our family. And this is a guy that's going to make fun of people like that. I'm sorry. There's one reason that man should never be president. It's that reason alone. And it bothers me, and it hurts me that so many people don't see that, and people that are, like I say, that I close to me. And I don't care. I'm not going to hold it against them. I understand everyone's different. Everyone's been raised differently, but it bothers me that you can't see that. That you can't see this is, because you know what? Maybe but maybe maybe that's going to be where something's going to happen. You don't have a daughter or a brother or a sister or something right now that's, but someday maybe you will, and maybe you'll think differently. But these are special people, and this man makes fun of them. It's very upsetting to me. This is the worst election I've ever seen, and for things like this, it makes me very sad for the state that our country's in today. For personal, religious, non-constitutional, non-American ideas and ideals, you're willing to let that go to get, all right, I think that's all I got to say about that until we see Tuesday. All right, thank you a lot. Thank you for listening. I had to get that out there. God bless, and see you like a donut. If you like, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.